Hey guys, we are back here today. You have to dance with us. And we have our next guest, who is Kaz. Yes. And welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. And Julia has some good questions to get started.
Yeah, so
the pressure's on.
The pressure's on. They're really, really hard.
Yeah.
You need to choose one of the two options or give your answer.
Unique answer.
Yeah,
Okay.
unique. Mm-hmm. So be well prepared.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really important.
And if you do not answer correctly, then there are repercussions.
Yeah.
We don't know what they are, but there are repercussions.
Okay. Asia or Europe?
Eurasia.
Oh,
tricky. Okay, that could be a unique
Yes,
answer.
really.
Sure.
There you go, there you go. Alright.
Book or movie?
Yeah, maybe books. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Get up early or late?
Get up early on the weekdays, but get up late on weekends. You know?
Wow.
Another unique
Come
answer.
on. That's so good. Tea or coffee? 100% coffee, believe
Yeah,
me.
coffee, too much coffee.
Okay. And last but not least, Japan or Poland?
Oh, both, you know. That's my unique answer, of course.
We accept your unique answer.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, they were tricky. Now it's only normal questions.
So, just as we mentioned, Japan and Poland, and you speak with a Canadian accent,
Yes.
which you can't really hear much. I don't know. I think that's the American perception of Canadians.
I didn't feel it. Sorry.
Oh, it's not British, so.
It's not British.
It's not British.
No Boston Tea Party here, you know. It's all good. So just explain, like, who are you and why are Japanese and Poland possibly significant?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, my name's Kaz. I grew up in Canada. I was born and raised. I was born in Edmonton, Alberta. Then my childhood I spent in Nanaimo, British Columbia.
Alright, so just as you said, like, so many cultures and so many places in the world, and growing up in Canada, how was that for you, and how were your parents able to introduce you to both Polish cultures and Japanese culture, and how did that maybe inspire you to learn more about your parents' cultures?
So what I love about Canada is we have our communities belonging to specific nationalities and cultures and religions and so forth. So in the cities I grew up in, we have what's called a Polonia. So for example, we have a Polish church and a Polish community and Polish festivals, which is very, very lovely.
So could you live like your whole life and just speaking Polish, like in those communities?
Yeah.
That's so cool. It's kind of like New York City, like some of the neighborhoods in New York. That's cool.
Yeah, it's great. And so regularly, my family were members of this community, and it's really, really nice. I think the Polish tradition is very, very proud of their heritage, and it doesn't just stay in Poland, but Polonia abroad is very active. And
that was true.
Yeah.
Really? I've witnessed that.
Yeah.
I know, they're very proud, very proud. It's like my Polish friends introduced me to pierogi and like everything. But yeah.
Yes, and in Japan it's great. Usually there's a larger community of Japanese people in the West Coast, like in British Columbia, more so than, let's say, in the East Coast, but it's also quite active and quite nice. We have all sorts of festivals as well, both at the, you have national traditions, but also at the regional level, and there we sort of embrace small regions of Japan that have these sorts of festivals for music, performance, dance, and so on.
So there's different cultures kind of in a region, and are there different dialects too, like in Japanese between the regions?
Yes. Actually, it was very funny because my Japanese family are from Kochi, which is like a it's an island from Japan on the southwest, and there's such thing as Kochi dialect. And so, when I went on vacation and we were in Tokyo, and it was with my aunt, and my mom, and my sister, we were talking in Japanese. I was speaking to like some store manager or something in Japanese. I thought like he understood me, and he didn't because I was using the dialect, you know.
Wow, so it's that different.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting.
I mean, of course, there's basic words that are the same, but like there's some words that only are used in certain regions.
Round 4, I think, maybe.
Yes.
We'll see. All right.
Yes. So. Good.
No, I want definitely this moment.
So the camera keeps cutting out, so we just keep having to restart and re-record. I don't know why I'm doing that. If anybody has any recommendations, tell us. But that is why there's this like awkward cutting in between the video. So thank you for having patience and grace with us. We appreciate it. All right, counts.
So the Polish grammar is difficult because of the declensions and Latin declensions, but in English we don't have declensions, so.
I don't even know what declension is.
It's like with the cases, you know, you change the endings or the.
Yeah. Oh right, the ego and
both
the
like nominative, dative, accusative, ablative,
Yeah, sure.
vocative.
Everywhere it is.
It's in almost every language except English.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know if French does it or not, but now I have to go look that up.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Yeah. With Latin roots. So.
Huh.
So if I'm not wrong, you're living in Europe, almost.
Yeah, so this would be like I'm starting the 5th year of living in Europe.
Wow, and
Yeah.
how you're feeling here? Is it like, because as we get in your childhood, you didn't live here, so probably you're like independent 5 years, like here, how you're feeling here?
Yeah, I love it here. Maybe Europe overall as well, because I mean it's a sort of different lifestyle. Maybe this is just from a perspective of student lifestyle, but you know, maybe you might share the same view that in North America is so commercialized that you know we stay inside most of the time. Like we stay at home, we go in our cars inside to go to work inside, and so it's like we don't really stop to appreciate go for walks as much as Europeans do, which is really nice. You know, like I think honestly, like sometimes if I were to walk on a sidewalk in a highway in North America, people are like, "What are you doing? Don't you? Aren't you driving?"
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas in Europe, it's like, "Come on, we do it. We take in the sun. We appreciate everything in front of us, and that's what's lovely about it."
No, I so agree. Like, there's a different appreciation for life here, and I'm not saying like in North America life isn't appreciated, but like there's like it's really prioritized to pause. And
Speaking of our sponsor,
Advertisement from us.
for we don't know what.
Yeah, but actually, there it could be your time, your money.
That is very true.
yeah,
Very true.
Okay.
So you're saying about perspectives between Europe and America, and Europeans being Americans, America, and Americans being Europe and European.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, will you like how you think, will it be, from your perspective, Europe in 10 years more like US, like Canada, or it will be like goes to more unique roots? Because I'm thinking it's also about what's happening right now. Some people like this idea, like for example, German and France about getting more as west side of the world, but for example Poland, like as for me,
different.
yeah, they have totally another opinion. So how do you think? How do you see from your perspective how it will be?
I think then maybe we could understand in terms of just the European Union, right? That we have member states, and it's sort of analogous to, like, you know, the U.S. in terms of states, and then the centralization of federal America, and then the states as well. But as far as the next 10 years in Europe, I think there will be lots more developments, and it'll be amazing. We'll have more people coming to Europe as well, because we see so much room for investments and for you know, technological revolutions, and it's wonderful. Yeah.
I think it's good what you said too, like being able to appreciate, like we're getting to appreciate Europe, and then like Europeans appreciating America, because there's like, you know, there's always this feeling of the grass is always greener on the other side, of like we look at other people or things and like we're like, oh, that seems nice. And like and I think there's something about like being here and being like, okay, like I really appreciate this, and like being able to be like, okay, how would this work in my home country, and how would this possibly be good, and then what are the things I can bring to the table currently living here in Poland, like.
So yes, this regards technology and creativity,
Yeah.
and these things I'm very proud of. But actually, I'm most proud of just my family, my Japanese family. They're so lovely, hardworking, and they really take care of me, and I'm just amazed by everything with my family in general. You know, my Polish family and my Japanese family, and in Japan also I noticed that it's just so lovely. So I'm very lucky in this sense.
Thank you.
I think it's big word to be proud of where you came. It's giving so big power, and I think your situation is so unique that you can take the best things from so many different sources
And perspectives.
Yeah. So I really wish you to improve it and like take the best.
Thank you.
As we're closing up, we'd love to hear, like, is there anything that you wanted to be asked, or any final things that you'd like, to leave with love for the audience?
Important words in your life.
About your last point, and to add on what you were saying before about like bringing things to America that are in Europe, or like, you know, I want to stress the importance of, like you said, bringing the best things from different parts of the world and just appreciating them all. And it doesn't mean that something from one part of the world has to conflict with another. It's actually, there are some differences that actually together would make something very beautiful. And one silly example could be, for example, the pricing in stores in Europe includes the taxes, where in the US they don't. So this is something.
Every time you buy something, you're like, okay, so this is $5, but this is actually going to be like 5 something.
So, you know, things like this.
You got for Europe.
Or even tipping too.
Yeah.
Here it's like, Whereas in America, you always have to tip. Like, you don't tip. Like, that's that person's life.
Believe me, they like their own countries. Believe me, they do.
We do. Like, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
And I really wish you to share this, this knowledge, this your thoughts, your reality to others.